The revolution that took place in 1868 in the form of the Meiji Restoration would shake the Iriai system to its core. Through survey projects for delinization, government-owned and privately owned mountain forest land that commenced in 1876, the commons was under Yamanashi Prefecture were recognized as belonging to the Meiji administration, resulting in the Iriai-based use of resources by the villagers to become restricted. Furthermore, in 1889, possession of the commons was transferred to the imperial household. In response to these circumstances, former Iriai residents belonging to 11 villages on Kitafuji slope contested that they had Iriai rights, leading them to engage in a struggle to have their land returned to them. Following numerous demands for the commons to be returned and the intense conflict that accompanied those demands, the commons were finally returned to the villagers in 1911. Yamanashi Prefecture was granted the land by the imperial household, as well as the rights of the possession accompanying that land. These two books detail the history of the Iriai and the intense struggle to protect the commons. The intensity of that struggle, which took place across Yamanashi Prefecture, has no comparable precedent on a national level. As a result of this struggle, the land that had been rendered independent commons of Yamanaka village during the Tokugawa era was relinquished from Yamanashi Prefecture for a fee in 1917. Iriai rights holders were made to shoulder the burden of that fee. It is said that those that were unable to pay the fee left their village or sent their daughters out to weaving apprenticeships to cover the costs. Through the pains undertaken by the villagers, the independent commons of Yamanaka village became land-owned in the name of Sengen Shrine, where the guardian deity of the birthplace of the current village is said to rest. The tribulations suffered by the commons would continue. In 1936, as a matter of national policy, a large portion of the commons on Kitafuji slope were forcibly purchased by the Ministry of War to become the Kitafuji maneuvering ground. Furthermore, in 1945, this area would be occupied by Allied forces following the defeat of Japan in World War II, and later made into a maneuvering ground of the Japanese self-defense forces. As such, local residents were no longer allowed in the area. During this time, Iriai residents confronted the Japanese government on the matter. In addition to completing Iriai Accord, the residents constantly fought in various ways to protect their Iriai rights. The history of the Iriai has consisted of a struggle to protect residents' interests that has lasted from the 17th century up until today. However, it is through this history that the Iriai rights have been so formidably protected.